A new report from Michigan State University finds schools are hiring more teachers, but many aren't staying. Good evening. I'm Ann Emmerich. The Michigan Teacher Shortage Study looks at last year's data to show where shortages remain and why retention is still a challenge. News 10's Bobby Cushing spoke with the report's author. He joins us now live in studio. Bobby.
Yeah, good evening, Ann. Michigan's supply of teachers has never grown more quickly, but at the same time, we are still seeing a high number of teacher exits, particularly in fields like special education. The report finds teacher turnover has even occurred during the school year more often than before, which could have impacts on the way students learn. The Michigan Teacher Shortage Annual Study has been mandated since the COVID-19 pandemic, when Michigan was hit hard by a lack of educators. The latest report finds the supply of teachers in Michigan is growing at the highest rate ever, but turnover is still prominent.
So they brought in more than 5,000, but are losing nearly 8,000 teachers each year.
Tara Kilbred, the Associate Director of the Educational Policy Innovation Collaborative, says at this current rate it will take until 2031 for teacher turnover to return to its pre-pandemic level.
And it's decreased slightly each year since then, but at a very, very slow rate compared to the massive jump that happened early in the pandemic.
She says classroom conditions and student needs are some of the reasons turnover is still high. She also mentions the job has changed significantly in the past 5 years, with teachers forced to fill more roles than before.
They need to meet the needs and teach towards so many different levels at the same time. That's quite different from teaching students who are in a narrower range,
which often puts schools in a position of constantly looking for new hires, impacting a student's ability to learn in the classroom.
And that limits the amount of capacity left for other types of initiatives and priorities that really help students directly.
Kilbred says there are several strategies to hire more teachers. Short-term fixes could include contract amendments and changes to the school's environment, while long-term focus is more on additional training for educators. Ann.
Bobby, thank you. The past school year marked the 7th straight year more teacher candidates were already in classrooms while still finishing their training programs. Here's a time lapse.